Okay, good afternoon and welcome to my show, Inspiring Life with Lily Lau. And for today, I have a very awesome guest now here with me. Yes, and he is Mr. Arthur Carmazzi.
Dun,
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 dun.
dun. Arthur, welcome to my show. Nice to see you again.
Always a pleasure, Lily.
Yeah. Okay, let's get started and let me introduce who this great guy is. Arthur is the founder of Directive Communication Psychology, and he is currently ranked world number one organizational culture thought leader in global gurus. And he has authored 13 books, and his latest is Game On, which is about reinventing organizational culture. Yes, and gamification. Yes, that's the copy. And if you want it, get it from Amazon, right, Arthur?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. And at this moment, right, Arthur has. I mean, we are going to ask him, how he got DC and Colored Brain, everything of this created. And at this moment, as a company, DCI has over 600 trainers, consultants, and coaches in 28 countries, and the tools are also widely used in organizations in 57 countries worldwide. Yeah, Arthur, I just want to say that, you have achieved a lot in the last less than 20 years, right? Right? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's always never as much as you want to, right?
Anyway, right? And there's still so much to do still. Okay, quickly. What I would like to find out from you, Arthur, right? I mean, you are the founder and developer of Colored Brain and Directive Communication Psychology. What people would like to find out from you is that, what inspired you to have such brilliant ideas? Can you share with us?
Wow. Well, Lily, I mean, basically it was failure. I was in a situation where I became an underachiever because of an organization that I joined. And basically the whole point of this was to fix myself. So that was the initial inspiration. I mean, I was in a situation where I felt stuck. I wasn't really excited about work. I wasn't excited about life. I wasn't excited about anything. I mean, it was just kind of like one of those things where I just felt stuck, and I needed money, like, because I was in debt and I couldn't leave my job. And I just, would be in this position where I would more or less just kind of do a lot of busy work. I became one of, like some of those people that you look at and you go, oh my gosh, these people are, just like just doing busy work and stuff. And I became one of those people. And it's not like me. I mean, even though I was doing, quote, less work, it was not fulfilling. And life basically kind of, was not exciting, and I had no real purpose at the time. And ultimately, of course, I was blaming those other people that were in, the other department heads that were making my life difficult. And then one day I decided to actually talk to them and found out that it was something completely different. The people themselves actually were very similar to me in the ideas and feelings and stuff that was going on. But it was how they were affected by the environment that basically kind of sucked them in. And that was the same thing that happened to me. I got sucked into this environment. And so that's where I started thinking, well, okay, it's not the people. Okay, so therefore there must be something in this environment. There's got to be some clues that'll identify how you can change. I mean, because if you can also create environments where you have a mediocre person and suddenly they become high performers, just like you can create an environment that'll take a high performer and turn them into a mediocre person. So I needed to find the clues, and that's the essential foundation of the inspiration, because I wanted to fix myself.
Wow, that's really very inspiring, Arthur. And your story may help, people, especially right now, who are stuck. The word that you use, stuck, right? In the current pandemic situation, right? And maybe it is through such situation that people starts to think out of the box and do something different. Then only you get something new, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And truly, right, Arthur, because of your development in directive communication psychology and colored brain, right, I become one of your pupil and in the very, very early batch. And truly, right, I'm glad I took that bold step to follow and learn from you, right? Truly, right? And as at today, right, I've yet to find something else which is equivalent to what I believe in DC psychology. Yeah.
Well, Lily, I mean, honestly, it's that journey has been mutually beneficial because I've learned a lot and built a lot, with you as well. So, it's been a good synergistic relationship.
Wow, wow. High five, high five. Okay, what I would like to find out, right, throughout your whole journey, even those days when you said that you felt stuck and at your bottom pit of your life and that kind, who actually inspired you? Were there people who inspired you?
I mean, originally, I would probably say that like my original inspiration for even, following this path of, the idea that people could be better and everything else, was Ken Blanchard with a book that he wrote called The 1 Minute Manager. Short book, brilliant though. I mean, it just, really makes you think. And of course, like so many other coaches, of course, got to give credit to Anthony Robbins, who just like creates these amazing environments, at least while you're in his programs. And again, thinking about that, right? So why does you go to an Anthony Robbins program, you're pumped up, you're excited, like, man, I can do all kinds of things. And then after you go home, you just don't follow through. So again, that was there's all of these different elements where, the environment has such a profound effect on your potential. Because see, your competence. I mean, you find that you have situations where you're competent in some places, and you're not in others, even if it's the same thing.
Yes, right. And truly, your content's about emotional drive. When you're alone and we are in groups, we do behave very differently. And when you are alone, right, you are all by yourself, and you are probably real. I mean, you are probably yourself. But when you're together with a group, like what you say, right, it is the energy that is surrounding the group that influence you. Sometimes to be even better, but sometimes you take a step back. Right.
Well, exactly. I mean, but it's still you. I mean, you are still you, regardless of where you are. But the thing is that because you are you, your interaction with other people not only affects you and how you act and react, but it's also affecting them. So each individual is a part of the environment system. And what we've done with DC psychology essentially is create predictable models of how when you get together with this person or this group, how it's going to not only affect the group, but also affect you, which of course also has relevance in relationships, in teams, and of course what we do mostly, organizational culture.
Yes, exactly. And that's what we want to spread the news more and get more people to be involved in this learning, right? Right, Arthur?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Being the guru, Arthur, right? You have inspired millions of people, right? Who actually do you want to inspire most? Is there anyone at all?
Wow, I guess I mean right now, because we're really at a growth stage where we want to expand the benefits of DC psychology. I guess the thing that the people that I would want to inspire would be social media influencers, and not just social media influencers that deal with personal development, but social media influencers that are dealing with beauty or social media influencers that are dealing with money or any of these people, because essentially, ultimately, I mean, these are the people who, once they have a little bit of a taste and understanding of what DC psychology can do, those people can really transform millions of people with just a video or a podcast. And they can do amazing things and have, well, basically make the world a better place and still do their own stuff.
Wow, amazing, amazing. So let's hope this recording or this interview is being heard by some social media influencers. Right, right. And truly, I believe, your work is really awesome, and it should spread more to millions and millions of people. Right, right.
Thanks.
I will want to support you for that. And let's move on to the next question. What kind of legacy do you want to leave?
What kind of legacy? Well, I mean, even now, my children are learning DC. They've written their own books. They've even created their own online course on how kids can write books. But it's much bigger than that. I mean, even right now, the potential of DC. I mean, we've got all these online tools, all our online courses, our accredited certifications. All of these things perpetuate that knowledge and that ability to really create high performing groups and teams and companies. Okay. And so the ultimate legacy is for people that have learned it, well, people like you, to really carry it forward, and make and help other people. And this is why we really want to build up more master trainers in different regions so that they can build up other people. This is why we've created the channel partner system, so that people, at least with the colored brain, can make some money and certify other colored brain practitioners, even if they just understand it and use it and apply it in their own work, or even their own personal lives. And one of the other things that we're currently working on is we're training an AI to essentially be like me. So we're feeding it all of the written content and video content and all of the content that I've ever done, and training it to essentially be me. So then we'll basically rent it out for people to use.
Wow, we can rent Arthur Carmazzi for how much?
Well, if it's an AI, like you can ask the AI any kind of questions. Coaching from an AI will be a lot cheaper than from my time personally, right?
Wow, that can be fun, right? So we are dealing with a clone Arthur Carmazzi.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. I look forward to that, and maybe I can interview your clone AI in the
that'll
future.
Be awesome. Still about another year and a half to go on that, but we're working on it.
That's pretty soon. It's not too far away. Wow. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. And now moving forward, right? Now that you are talking about AI and all that, right? What's the plans that you have now? In terms of further bringing DC to the next level.
Wow. Well, again, I mean, it's about expanding into North America, more into Europe. I mean, we're very strong in Asia and the Middle East, but there's a lot of people that really, and organizations especially, I mean, that need DC in Europe and the Americas as well. And the up and coming superpower of Africa, in the future as well.
Okay, that I believe, right? So we have lots of work to do for that. Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Okay, and one last question. What is your one word for your fans and followers, right? That you can
My
inspire
one
them.
word.
Yes.
I would say purpose. Okay, purpose is really going to be the key factor in making things happen, because you can have passion, you can have all these things, but without purpose, all those things die down, right? You can, be excited about something, but having a purpose, having, part of the struggle that helps you to really, move forward and keep moving and keep innovating. Purpose is really the key. So having a purpose, drawing on all of the elements and resources that you have in order to perpetuate that purpose, okay? Because, there's, with purpose, the thing is that there's not really a destination, right? Purpose ultimately is that bigger thing that you will consistently do and try to build on as you go. And, and it is something that is unlikely going to ever be completed because it is so large and it is evolving and changing as you go. And so that element of purpose is really the key to a happier life as well as a successful one.
Hey, that's very profound, Arthur. And I'm learning from you. Yeah. So what you mean here is that life is a journey, and every step, right? I mean, all of us, we need to have a purpose, which is a bigger goal for ourselves. And every step that you take to achieve that purpose is an experiential journey, and it's to make it meaningful, right? It is full of struggles. That's why it is meaningful. That's Absolutely. What you are saying, right?
That's right, because the struggle is the key. I mean, if everything was easy, I mean, life would eventually be like super boring. So it doesn't matter. You'll see these like billionaires and stuff, everything else. I mean, they can just relax. Why not, right? But they don't, right? Because as human beings, especially, they also have found some kind of purpose, some bigger thing, and they're trying to, build on it. So again, that element of purpose is partially incorporated into legacy. It's partially incorporated into, a personal sense of value. And again, it's not a goal, because a goal is something that you attain. And this is something that you consistently progress in rather than attain. Once you attain it, there's nothing else, right? You have to come up with some new thing. Okay, so you can expand on a purpose, okay, or you can get a new goal. But as long as the goals that you have are in line with your purpose, you'll always be a happier, more fulfilled person, even if you have a struggle.
Wow. Okay, very, very profound, and I'm inspired, Arthur. Truly, I'm inspired. Right. I hope those of you who have been hearing and listening to us, right, you will feel equally inspired like me, and do share and like this program, right, and share with anyone whom you think that this message is purposeful for people, right? So the question, as what is said by Arthur Carmazzi, what is your purpose in life, right? And all of us, we need to find that out, and maybe you can find it through DC. Do contact me or Arthur if you would like to know more information. And thank you for watching, and thank you, Arthur, for coming to my show.
Always my pleasure, Lily.